Federal Executive Council approves 2.5 billion naira to procure satellite gadgets to combat illegal mining. UK, Nigeria strengthen trade relations to boost economic growth. Oil prices dropped to 3-month low amid trade war and OPEC Plus concerns. Plus, Japan stocks drop over 2% to lead declines in Asia as Trump tariffs dent sentiment. And on the program, we will be focusing on digital skills for economic growth in Nigeria. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Nneka Oko, your guide. Welcome to the program. Let's begin by telling you that the Federal Executive Council has approved an award of contract for deployment of satellite services to ensure proper management and remittances of revenue from mining sites across the country. State House correspondent Musbal Dan Wahab reports that Minister of Solid Minerals Development Dele Alake mentioned this as one of the outcomes of the Council's meeting on Monday.
Very elementary estimate, non-scientific estimate that we did in 2023, immediately we resumed, revealed trillions that had been lost by the nation through these unregulated, under-reporting, and unlicensed activities in the mining sector. At a glance and the click of a button, you can surf to any mine site you want and see the operations that are going on there and see the volume of even the mineral that is extracted, the number of trucks that are going out, and of course the security situation of the environment.
Youth groups in the country have thrown their weight behind the tax reform bills currently being considered by the National Assembly. This was at a National Youth Dialogue on the bills, which held at the House of Representatives.
The Youth Dialogue on the tax reform bills was put together by the House of Representatives Committee on Youth in Parliament as part of efforts to expand inputs in the consideration of the bills. Representatives of various youth groups applauded key components of the bills as they concern the youth, such as tax exemptions for businesses earning below 50 million naira and tax reliefs for low-income earners.
VAT exemptions on essential goods and services and support for small enterprises demonstrate a commitment to foster growth and alleviating poverty.
We should also use this opportunity to increase investments towards youth-oriented issues, such as research and development.
If you look at low-income earners especially will be from the age of 35 downwards. Who are these? I don't know, youths.
To me, I believe if we get it right with the youth, then we have gotten it right with the country.
Already, the House of Representatives Committee on Finance has hit the ground running, engaging in clause-by-clause consideration of the 4 tax reform bills with a view to aggregating and harmonizing the inputs of Nigerians at the recently concluded public hearings. The work of the committee is crucial towards a final report that will be presented at plenary.
Let's now take a trip to the currency market to see how much the naira is exchanging for other currencies. Now, in the rapidly evolving landscape of the modern world, digital literacy stands as a cornerstone for individual empowerment and societal progress. Its significance extends far beyond mere proficiency with devices and software. It captures a variety of skills essential for navigating, contributing to economic growth. Joining us virtually to shed more light on why the acquisition of digital skills and digital literacy matters is the Managing Director of TerraSkill, Donald Obua. He believes equipping Nigerians, particularly young people, with relevant digital skills will have several benefits. You're welcome to Business Express, Mr. Obua.
Good morning.
All right.
Here.
Now, let's begin this way. When we say digital skills, what exactly do we mean?
Okay. So, digital skills is something very, how do I put it? Creative in nature. So skills, we are talking about skills which are used with the aid of a computer. And over time, with my own experience in the field, Nigeria is lacking behind when it comes to digital literacy. And thank God we are doing this over Zoom, which is involves internet. You can see challenges. I know we have been trying to set it up. And the reality is that internet penetration remains a major challenge when it comes to digital literacy. So because before digital literacy will actually gain the momentum we are looking for in Nigeria, we must look at the impact. How do we invest in digital infrastructures? These are the things that encompass what the success of digital literacy. And to me, this is something have changed the world. And it's very sad that it's still very far behind when it comes to digital. And for our teeming youth, one of the best ways we can really save them, help them, is to empower them with digital skills. What are these digital skills?
Right, Mr. Donald, decades ago, it was enough to have a few solid technical skills on your belt and you're set for life. But these days, technical skills aren't the only factor that determines success. So what are the in-demand, high-income digital skills to learn in Nigeria in this 2025?
Oh, okay. So we have the top 5 in-demand digital skills this year, 2025, that every young Nigerian should be able to acquire at least one of them. Number one is data analytics. We have digital marketing. We have workflow development. We have product design. We also have back-end. These are the major in-demand tech skills that every Nigerian should be able to acquire at least one of these skills if you're ready to have a better life when it comes to financial freedom.
Now, are there any barriers to digital literacy and skills development in Nigeria?
Yes. So, for example, now, one of the things I tell young people, the essence of skills acquisition is that this skill is one thing to have a digital skills, is another thing for that skills to be impactful or beneficial to you. So here at TerraSkill, we don't just believe in just acquiring the skills. We are looking at skills which can actually convert into revenue, whereby you acquire a digital skills, not just because you want to acquire these skills, but because you want to look at the monetization aspect, whereby you acquire these skills, the next is how you monetize it. I think that is what is key in this digital landscape.
Okay, so what should government and other stakeholders do to address these barriers?
Government has to do because today we have huge unemployment, youth unemployment in the country. And the government, if they are serious about having these young people gainfully employed, like we're doing with our program here at Terra Skills, the government, one of the things they must do is subsidizing digital tools. For example, a laptop. To tell you the truth, most young Nigerians today, laptop is still a luxury to them. A lot of young people cannot have access to a laptop, whereas laptop is supposed to be a necessity, a basic equipment that every young person should be able to have access to. So government come in and create a kind of a private public partnership, a PPP project that can be able to help young people acquire laptops so that every young Nigerian should be able to have access to a laptop at least. Then secondly, the what they call it, the digital infrastructure, making this internet available very easy. There are so many countries you go to, you have free Wi-Fi in certain areas of the country, but do we have such in Nigeria here? So we must be able to talk about the internet penetration. Can be able to have access to a digital example, a laptop, and also access, and that is critical component that the government be able to look into.
You have this project tagged the launch pad. Can you tell us more what this means and hopes to achieve?
The launch pad is initiative last year, 24, exactly 20 years we have been in the technology business, and our team came up with this idea that why can't we create a solution? Being in the field for over 20 years has given us that opportunity to understand how this system works and how young Nigerians can benefit from these programs. So that was how the Launchpad program was formed, with partnership with National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, and EcoBank. They came on board to join us to see how we can initiative. One critical thing about the launch is that we are not just training people, but we are giving them an opportunity to create a job, because a lot of people talk about there is no job. But with my own experience in the field, there are jobs out there, digital jobs. So, and that is what we are training them for. Like those 5 in-demand skills, we train them to acquire these skills and also show them these skills. And our target is that we want to train 10,000 people in this year, 2025, and 1 million by the 30. This is the vision of the Launchpad program.
We often hear people and experts say that with digital skills acquisition, anyone can make money from the comfort of their homes. How do we domesticate these skills to suit our environment for economic development?
Okay, so in talking about remote job, for example, this is something that they globally, almost every country setting up their young people to take advantage of this remote work ecosystem, because that is the #1 way to empower young people. And one of the things that we have done, and which I believe a lot of people keep talking about, how do we get these people to become involved in this system? It's about setting an ecosystem. What do I mean about setting an ecosystem? Whereby both the government and the sector can be able to set up a system. Who have done, there's a platform we launched called Job Primers. So what this Job Primers does is to aggregate this work of them. Nigerians, young Nigerians can be able to access them. This remote job is not just for everybody. There are jobs that are specific, that is not for Nigerians. So by the time we're able to do this, what will bring the job on platform for young Nigerians are the jobs that are available for you as a young Nigerian that you can do right from home.
All right, it appears we are having issues with Mr. Donald's network. We'll get back to him when the network improves. Moving on to demonstrate its readiness in boosting the nation's economic prospects and international trade, the Nigeria Customs Service is introducing in phases its digital unified customs management system platform called BODOWU in a pre-launch to stakeholders.
I think we all need to understand how we came with a new concept that is inward looking, that is indigenous, that reflects our aspiration to put at our border a very, very robust system, robust as Odogu, visible as Odogu, powerful as Odogu.
The successful setup of server and access point, workstation and network services, and other critical infrastructure for successful implementation of the UCMS was done.
As we transition to a paperless customs environment, we transform our entire approach to customs management. The elimination of manual documentation, we significantly reduce processing times.
The United Kingdom and Nigeria have reaffirmed their commitment to enhancing trade relations and drive economic growth through the implementation of Nigeria's national quality policy under the Standards Partnership Program Phase 2. This was in a statement by the British Deputy High Commission. The initiative focuses on building a robust quality infrastructure to improve standardization, accreditation, conformity, assessment, inspection, testing, and metrology services, all of which are essential to boosting trade capacity, attracting investment, and aligning with global standards. Let's now take a trip to the commodities market. Right, it appears we've been able to reconnect with Mr. Donald. Hello, Mr. Donald, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very well. So with all that you have said, would you recommend any policy for government?
Yes. I think it's very important that there's a policy change. I remember in 2012, I was one of the founding members of the Association of Computer Institute Operators of Nigeria. And one of the major goals of this...
It appears we still have issues with Mr. Donald's audio. Well, moving on, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, has reduced its pump price of premium motor spirit PMS, also known as petrol, from 945 naira to 860 naira per litre. This adjustment comes a few days after the Dangote Petroleum Refinery lowered its depot price, influencing market trends. This trend reveals that some NNPC's retail stations in Lagos have adjusted their pumps to 860 naira per litre from the previous 945 naira per litre. The National Vice President of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, Ahmed Fashola, confirmed the reduction, noting that it is a welcome development and relief to Nigerians. And our energy oil prices hit a near 3-month low in Asia trading on Tuesday as fears of economic disruptions from the U.S. trade tariffs and rising OPEC Plus production weighed on the market. Brent crude futures fell 0.8% to $71.07 per barrel, while West Texas Intermediate WTI crude dropped 0.7% to $67.64 per barrel. Investor sentiment weakened after U.S. President Donald Trump raised tariffs on Chinese goods to 20%, with additional 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico set to take effect. The move sparked concerns about slowing global trade, potentially dampening oil demand, especially from China, the world's top oil importer. Market jitters were further fueled by expectations of retaliatory measures from China, intensifying the trade conflict. Nigeria and the United Nations Agency have set a $500 million target for a fund that would be assessed by local developers of renewable energy. The fund is aimed at expanding access to renewable energy through solar home systems and mini-grids, especially for people in rural areas. The initiative, backed by the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority and the UN's Sustainable Energy for All, C4All, will be managed by Africa 50, an infrastructure investment platform established by the African Development Bank. The Federal Executive Council (FEC) has approved over 1 billion naira insurance package for critical assets and personnel across all federal airports in Nigeria. Festus Keyamo, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, spoke on Monday while briefing State House correspondents after the council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa. According to Keyamo, the approval aligns with a directive from the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, which mandates ministries, departments, and agencies to ensure critical government assets. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has reportedly absolved OmniBlue Aviation of any misconduct and restored its Air Operator Certificate, AOC. The CEO of OmniBlue Aviation, Akin Olatiru, stated this in a statement in Lagos on Monday. Due to safety concerns, the NCAA announced on January 30 that it has revoked the AOCs of East Wind Aviation Logistics Services Limited and OmniBlue Aviation. According to the NCAA, East Wind Aviation and OmniBlue Aviation violated Part 1.2.1.5 of the Nigeria CAS, which deals with the falsification, duplication, or modification of licenses, certificates, applications, logbooks, reports, or records. Nigeria's equities market opened the month of March in red, decreasing by 0.34% at the close of trading on Monday, March 3rd. The Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX) All-Share Index ASI and equities market capitalization, which closed last month at 107,821.39 points and 67.193 trillion naira, decreased to 107,455.13 points and 67.287 trillion naira, respectively. Well, this is where we end this edition of Business Express. We value your feedback, so keep the comments, observations, and suggestions coming. Be informed that all previous episodes are available on YouTube on the NTS channel. Business Express returns on Wednesday by 3 p.m. I am Neka Oku. Have a great day.